Now at 6, police are searching for this man they say stabbed 2 people in the same night less than a mile away from each other. What we know about the suspect just ahead. Plus,
we've seen their tires come off the ground and kind of land a little sideways.
The infamous bump on Highway 26 continuing to be a problem for drivers, with 1 bump now turning into 4. You have details on the temporary fix to keep drivers safe coming up in a live report. And TriMet, making sure you get home from your New Year's Eve celebration safely. We'll have more on when free bus and max service goes into effect in just a few minutes as your news at Sunrise starts right now. Good morning, and thank you for joining us on your Tuesday. I'm China Green. We have Rod Hill and Chris McGinnis in the house taking a look at your weather and traffic. Let's start you off with some weather.
Yeah, chilly start out there. Most areas, not everybody, but most areas, I think are noticeably colder than 24 hours ago. Great visibility coming into downtown Portland from the Wells Fargo building. And at 30 degrees, it's actually the coldest number of the season out at the airport so far. It's only, I think this morning's what, the 3rd, maybe it's the 4th, at least the 3rd morning that we've hit freezing this season, and that's it. So, but this morning's one of those mornings. We do have some fog. It's been reported up along the Columbia River, but now I'm just seeing eyes on this. 15 minutes ago, you could not see the interstate bridge. So for the time being, this view has much improved from the Vancouver camera, the springs at the waterfront. Pearson Airfield has been one of the spots in the 20s this morning, and it's 28 degrees right now. So we have frosty conditions around the region. Battlegrounds now down to 27, but lots of area of the region is actually above freezing. There's Tigard at 38 degrees. Salem stayed above freezing yesterday, but not this morning. Right now, you're reporting 31. Once we lose any fog that we have around the area, we will go on to be sunny today, 46 degrees. And away from the gorge, winds will be light. Those east winds coming into East County have been gusting as high as 40 miles per hour. Here's Chris.
Frosty start for sure. Rod, thank you for that. I want to take you to the Rose Quarter. We had a disabled semi here on I-5 northbound for actually about an hour and a half this morning. Happy to show you from our Rose City Sky camera that has now cleared. We had a backup that was building around that, but that too is beginning to flush out. So far, our freeway drive is in relatively good shape. To Rod's point about the fog and the few foggy pockets that we have, here's one of them up in the Ridgefield area. So just watch out. Highway 30, the Highway 30 corridor through Columbia County, I-5 up into Cowlitz County. There's a dense fog advisory there as well. And in a morning this chilly, if you see fog, assume that the roads could be a little frosty in some cases. China, back to you.
Thank you, Chris. In Salem, police arrested a man in connection with an alleged kidnapping. They say this all began when a teenager reported his mother missing after finding her vehicle and pieces of her clothing at a nearby park. The mom later got in touch with police saying that she had been held at gunpoint by a man she knew, 39-year-old Luis Pantoja Guzman. Not long after that, he was pulled over and arrested. Detectives say that they found a gun while serving a search warrant. Meantime, Portland police are asking for help finding this man who they say stabbed 2 people on Christmas Eve. Authorities say 54-year-old Richard Scott Stewart first stabbed a 20-year-old in the neck near the Hollywood Fred Meyer. Shortly after that, and less than a mile away, he allegedly stabbed a 67-year-old man in the neck and then in the head. Both victims survived and are now out of the hospital. Police say Stewart may be using public transportation. Anyone who sees him should immediately call 911. The infamous bump along Highway 26 near the Oregon coast is getting bigger. ODOT says it's not just one trouble spot, but now 4. Sunrise reporter Thomas Schultz joins us live. So Thomas, how are drivers feeling about this?
Yeah, well, trying to look, anybody who's driven over that bump knows it's not very subtle. And people out on the coast tell us that they've seen some cars actually go up in the air after driving over that bump.
We've seen their tires come off the ground and kind of land a little sideways.
So ODOT's trying to help out, lowering the speed limit to 25 miles an hour, and recently they did even more, pushing it down to 5 miles an hour near the bump. This has been a big trouble spot for months for ODOT. Back in August, crews repaired the road, improved drainage, and smoothed down some of those rough spots. But after all that rain that we've had over the past few weeks, ODOT says several parts of the road are sliding, creating even more bumps.
Because of all of that water, and that is a known landslide area, and all that water has to go somewhere, and it's just pushing the road up.
And I've got some even more bad news here. There are no plans for a permanent fix of the bump. ODOT says that could cost millions of dollars. So instead, for the time being, there will be signs alerting drivers to slow down to that 5 miles per hour and be cautious around these infamous bumps popping up on Highway 26. All the while, ODOT crews, while they're trying to make repairs, are also bracing for more rain, which could lead to more problems. China?
Thomas Schultz reporting live for us this morning. Thank you, Thomas. Meantime, another major route to the coast, Highway 6, still down to 1 lane in the Glenwood area. ODOT says that they don't have a timeline on when repairs will be finished there. Crews are working to remove material and stabilize things. They're asking drivers to take a different route if possible. Opponents of several new transportation taxes and fees passed by Oregon lawmakers early this year say they've turned in additional signatures in order to give voters the final say next November. So this is video from their first so-called special delivery earlier this month. With yesterday's drop-off, they say more than 250,000 Oregonians signed the petition to put the issue on the November ballot. That is triple the number required. It also means the taxes included in the referendum will be on hold. They include a gas tax, payroll tax hike, and increased title and registration fees. The rest of the transportation package, however, will go into effect on Thursday. All right, and while we're talking about gas here at the moment, here's a look at where prices stand right now. Gas in Oregon costs an average of about $3.45 a gallon. Washington, meantime, sitting at $3.88 a gallon. That's compared to the national average of about $2.83 a gallon, according to AAA. After 8 p.m. on New Year's Eve, all rides on a TriMet bus, MAX trains, and Lyft paratransit vehicles are free. Some key lines are also offering extended late-night service for people celebrating the new year. And yes, all those rides are free as well. It's something that the agency has done year after year to try and get people home safely, an effort that hits home for one TriMet employee.
Personally, my family was involved in a drunk driving wreck quite a few years ago. A lady crossed in front of us. We hit her. My brother's in a wheelchair, has been since he was 11 years old. My mom is not able to walk anymore, not through paralyzed, because that's what my brother is, but through all the injuries and surgeries that she's had over the years, she can't get around. The lady also killed her 6-year-old daughter that day. And if TriMet can take 1 or 2 people home safely and not have that happen to other families, it means the world to me.
Portland Streetcar and C-Tran up in Clark County also offering free rides on New Year's Eve. Later this week, we are ringing in 2026 here on KGW with New Year's at the Needle. You can check out celebrations from across our region, all leading up to the big show at the Space Needle. It's happening tomorrow night, right after KGW News at 11 on TV and on our free streaming app, KGW Plus. Headed over Rod Hill, what are the chances that you and I are both up until midnight?
You know, my daughter, who's 19, she loves to be up at the strike of midnight, right? For the moment. It's so late at night.
So late. When we go to bed at 6:30, I am struggling at 9. Struggling.
It's literally physically painful for me to keep my eyes open at midnight. So we try to do it for our daughter. We'll see. Here's a look at a dry day coming our direction. And today, you know, yesterday was kind of partly cloudy. Today looks just beautifully sunny once we get going and we lose some scattered fog pockets around the area. We do have the east winds at 36, which is certainly limiting fog potential. We've had some fog go and come up around Scappoose this morning and also along the Columbia River. Good visibility coming into downtown Portland. Our beautiful Christmas tree still lit up right there. You see one of the MAX trains coming in. The bricks are dry. The bricks are cold. 30 degrees is the number outside. Certainly have a fair share of frosty conditions, but with east winds coming out of the gorge, and even if it's not noticeably windy, just a touch of wind filtering through the valley keeps temperatures up. 38 in Tigard, 37 in Sherwood, but you get up to Battleground, it's 27. You get down to Wilsonville, it's freezing. There's Almsville 30 and Salem 31. Canby 29, Aurora 30. We certainly have, I want to say we've almost doubled the number of freezing frosty spots as opposed to where we were at this time yesterday morning. It is a sunny weather map, and like yesterday, the warmest afternoon temperatures will be along the coast. This shows 53 degrees at 2 p.m. in Tillamook, and we'll have more 50-degree weather at the beach tomorrow afternoon. Here's the 7-day. 48 today, little change in our weather tomorrow, 48. If anything, maybe the east winds coming out of the gorge won't be as strong tomorrow. Then we've got clouds coming up and light rain developing on New Year's Day itself, 46. Rain likely at times on Friday, Saturday showers. More of a sunbreak, dry time day on Sunday and showers on Monday. That is your forecast.